Hello everyone. So in today's video, we are going to see the need of Selenium WebDriver. So we know, right, we use Selenium WebDriver to automate our UI test basically. We use various browsers. For example, we use Firefox driver, we use Edge browser, we use ChromeDriver, okay? But one common thing is we create an object from this we create an object of these browsers using WebDriver, right? So we use something like WebDriver driver equal to new Firefox driver or new Chrome driver, something like that. But my question is then, what is the need of WebDriver, right? Now first, let's first understand uh, what is WebDriver. Okay, so I have created few classes here just to explain what is interface in Java, because our Selenium WebDriver is an interface. So I'll just give a brief introduction about the interface. So as you know, in Java, this is how we declare one interface, right? And what is interface? Interface is basically a skeleton. Just we don't write any code here, we just define some methods, and then we need to basically write the code in the class that implements this interface, right? So for example, here we have animal. This is one interface. Fine. Now here I have defined two methods, that is sound and sleep. So one animal, any animal, they can have some sound and then they sleep as well. Okay. So these are some two methods. But if you see, I have not defined, I have not written any code, right? Like what is this sound method does or sleep method does, I have just declared it. So that means I am saying that any animal should have these two methods. Now any class that implements this interface, they have to write their own code for these two methods, else Java will throw some error. Okay. Now I have created here one class, that is dog. If you see, it says class dog implements animal, and then I have defined the method, right? That is public method sound, and then I have just given one system.out.println the dog barks. Similarly, I have again implemented this method saying the dog is sleeping. Okay, so basically I have implemented these two methods which are defined in this interface. Similarly, in the cat method as well, right? Sorry, in the cat class as well, I have just implemented these two methods. Okay. So this is the interface, the simple concept of interface in Java. Now we'll see what is the need of Selenium WebDriver interface in Selenium architecture, right? So now, for example, we have something like Selenium WebDriver, and this is the WebDriver dot class. Actually, this is the from Selenium source. I'm showing you this. So if you see, it says public interface WebDriver extends search context, right? So it says it is an interface, and here there are methods which are defined: void get current URL, get title, find element, right? Now you would have already aware of these methods, right? What we use these methods, why do we use these methods? So get is to fetch the URL, like when you pass any URL, then that particular URL will be opened. Get current URL, it will give you the URL of the current page where you are in now. And get title, it will give you the current title. Find elements, it helps you to find different elements like text box, buttons, like that. Okay, so these are very common methods. Okay, these are some common methods which are defined in WebDriver interface. Now I can say one thing, that what was the harm. For example, this is my ChromeDriver class. Okay, this is something I have just created. Now in this ChromeDriver class, I could have written these methods, right? Get current URL, get title, find element. Okay, this is for the ChromeDriver. And again, in the edge driver also, I can separately create these two classes, and then I could have created two different object, right? ChromeDriver and edge driver, I could have created two object and then work on that. What was the need of the Selenium WebDriver in that case? So there are two reasons, right? So I'll give you primary two reasons. Okay, so one is, in Selenium, in WebDriver, as I said, there are some common methods. These are very like to close the browser, to quit the browser, get page source. These are very common methods which you have to have when you are automating through any of the browser. Okay, so for example, you are using Chrome browser, then also this method should be there. Even if you are using Edge, it should be there. So there should be um, some common methods which should be available across all the browsers. And to restrict it, they have used WebDriver as an interface. So what Selenium guys, what they are saying, okay, we have created this interface for you, and we have defined all these methods, okay, for you. Now whatever browser, let's say Chrome, Google wants to use this Selenium, I mean they want to basically develop something, okay, so that people can use the Chrome browser using Selenium. So in that case, they have to implement this WebDriver, and as a result, they have to write their code for all these methods from scratch. Okay, but um, you cannot escape from any of these methods because these are fundamental methods. That's why they have given WebDriver as an interface. Okay, this is one reason. Second is, now for example, I have created this Chrome, right, Chrome driver. Now I have given here exactly same method, get current URL, get title, find element. Okay, now Chrome is one entity, Edge is a different entity. This is developed by Google developers. This is by Microsoft, right? Edge driver. Now the Edge driver developers, they can give some different name, right? They can say instead of get they can say get URL. They can say get URL. Get current URL from web. Get title from page. Something like this. Different name they can give, right? Now if I am working or I am doing automation using these browsers, it will be very difficult for me to memorize all these different methods if they are using different method name, right? Instead of that, if they use the common method name, so to fetch a URL, it should be get, that is the method name, and it should be across all the browsers. Then it would be very easy for us, right? So that is another reason why this is one interface, because if if you use here in interface whatever method name, you have to use exactly same name while implementing it. Okay, so these are two primary reasons. Now I'll just quickly show you the hierarchy of Chrome driver. Okay, I have just taken an example of Chrome driver, so I'll just show you. Okay, so if you see here, WebDriver is one interface. Okay, um, and then let me just make it big. Yeah, so WebDriver is an interface, and remote WebDriver. Okay, remote WebDriver is the first is the class that implements WebDriver interface directly. So it is not ChromeDriver who is directly implementing WebDriver interface. Okay, you think about it. So remote WebDriver is the class that implements this, and this is the class, if you see, that handles most of the WebDriver methods and interacts with the WebDriver protocol for browser automation. For example, get current URL, get title, find element, etc. So all these methods, okay, all these common methods are actually defined in remote WebDriver. It is not in ChromeDriver. Now, remote WebDriver class, the next class is ChromiumDriver. Now, ChromiumDriver again extends remote WebDriver. That means it it is inheriting all these common methods, and on top of that it is adding some more methods, right? So as you see, it says ChromiumDriver is an intermediate class in Selenium 4 that supports Chromium based browsers, that is Chrome or Edge, supports CDP, which is Chrome DevTools protocol. It exposes several methods to interact with CDP, allows monitor network request, capture performance metrics, etc. So there are some Chromium, that is Chrome specific browser or Chromium based browsers, to give the support for those type of browsers. This is a middle layer or intermediate class that basically exposes some methods for the development purposes, okay, like network request or performance metrics. Those type of methods are defined here in this Chromium driver. Okay, now comes to the Chrome driver. This is the driver that we use to automate. Okay, now this Chrome driver, it extends the Chromium driver. That means it has all these common methods from the remote web driver. It has all the Chromium based related methods from Chromium driver, and then it has been, you see, Chrome driver is the class that specifically interests with Chrome, but it does not re-implement everything in the WebDriver interface itself. Instead, it relies on its parent classes, that is Chromium driver and remote WebDriver, for core functionality. Okay, so this driver was created only to interact with Chrome browser, and Chromium driver was for all type of Chromium based browser, that is Chrome and Edge. Okay, for example. So this is the hierarchy. Okay, this is how we use this Chrome driver, and this is the also important of WebDriver to be as an interface, and or how it works. Okay, so I hope you like the video. Thank you for watching.